Diolch, Mr. Clark. Conference. It is my pleasure to stand here today and to be given the opportunity to address you on this great occasion, taking place in the fine city of Newport, the city in which I live. I want to talk to you about self-belief. Some of you know my Plaid Cymru origin story. It all started over a decade ago in 2005. I was the exciting age of 13 and 8 months, and then, despite being told I wasn't allowed to for being too young by rule makers and mick takers, I represented Plaid Cymru at a school election which coincided with that year's general election. Let's be clear, I didn't win. In all honesty, I can count on my fingers higher than the votes I won that day. But at this year's council elections, I believe at the very least, I can include my thumbs. But what I'm trying to say is, self-belief is hard to have when you've been knocked back. The important thing is to persevere. Up until fairly recently, while still living in Newport, I worked in London. In the beginning, I convinced myself that I took that job because it represented a reward for hard work that I had invested over the 5 years, and an opportunity that I just couldn't see myself getting in Wales. After 2 years in the English capital, I'd realised that I no longer enjoyed my job. It wasn't cool, it was making me sad, and it just wasn't worth it. I ended up returning home, and despite the frightening job prospects, at the time believing there wasn't much call for a man who was good at making flowcharts in Wales, enough was enough, and again I was left feeling like I'd been knocked back. I reevaluated where my life was going. At 25, did I really want to be running the everyday rat race, just like everyone else? I got up, dusted myself off, and decided I wanted to get more involved in politics. That was a year ago, and today I'm here. Newport Plaid has achieved so much in the last year. We formed our first Plaid Ifanc branch with excellent support from the Cardiff branch. Members have participated in schemes with Gwent Police to learn more about the unique challenges our city faces, listening to both police, those who commit and victims of crime. We've increased active participation by local members. Branch meeting attendees have even formed a really challenging pub quiz team. This evening we are hosting our first live music event in collaboration with Plaid Ifanc, the first, I hope, of many. And recently, on this very stage, I represented the Party of Wales in a debate at Newport's first LGBT conference hosted by Rainbow Newport. That event was one of the most challenging things I had ever done. Public speaking is something I've only picked up recently. I learned so much about the needs of such a large yet underrepresented part of Newport purely by putting myself in a position that is able to just listen. When given the opportunity to listen to others, we should always remember we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Which brings me back to the benefits of self-belief. I feared public speaking, but by overcoming that fear, we started the conversation. I know that in the audience today, there are a few people who were at the conference, and while not Plaid members yet, I do have membership forms ready, and they will be before the weekend is over. These new members, would they be here if I hadn't spoken at that event? And would they be here without that self-belief? I see that the incredible work Plaid Cymru council candidates are doing all across Wales. The one thing they all have in common is self-belief. The fresh faces from Plaid Ifanc with the self-belief that they can make a difference. Some current councillors standing for re-election with the self-belief that they have made enough of a difference. Some of whom have been able to break away from second place and despite being knocked back before have come back for another crack because of the self-belief that this time it will be different. I must say, conference, in the current political climate, something is definitely different. It's clear that people have had enough of the current political system that doesn't work for them. We've made it clear that we will make politics work again. It's up to you, conference, to get out there and share this message and to ensure that the people see Plaid Cymru as the party that will defend their interests, and we have a proven track record. In May, we can send a strong message to the governments in Cardiff and London that we, Plaid Cymru, the Party of Wales, the only party that puts Wales first, are here as the people's local party. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much.